Hello everyone. So in last of our video we have seen that how we can work on some sort of dynamic highlighter. Now in today's video, in today's session we are going to cover up that how we can work on some date and time function. As date and time function are the very important function in terms of Excel because many times we have to work on certain date and time. Either we have to talk about the current time or I have to talk about today's date or maybe a dynamic date which should change on every day. So this kind of scenarios we require. Or we might require some age as on specific date. I want to calculate the number of days between two dates in terms of when we are having certain holidays in between or we are having certain weekday off. So that all kind of stuff we have to work on this. So let's start with this date and time function demo. So there are two type of functions as I told you previously also. One is dynamic, means that changes every time, and second one is static, means which is fixed. So if I say that dynamic function, so at what place we are going to use dynamic function? When we are using dynamic function, we can use these functions when we are making a bill book, let's suppose at our Excel. So in that case, bill has to be cut down on a specific time. So we have to get the dynamic date at that time or dynamic time. Static, which is fixed. For example, I have to mark that I have completed this particular sheet on this particular date. So I just require the static one over there. So let's talk about date. How to get the dynamic date and the static date. So for dynamic date, we have to use one function is equal to today bracket open bracket close. That's what give us a dynamic date. Means when tomorrow I'm going to open this sheet, I'll get tomorrow's date. So today is 25/7/2021. That's what I got. The function which I have used is equal to today bracket open bracket close. You don't have to give any option in between, just bracket open bracket close. And for static, we have to press a shortcut. So I just press control semicolon. Control plus semicolon is a shortcut for getting the static date. Now date and time both. So with the help of dynamic, we are going to get date and time both, but in static, we are only going to get the time. So I'll just type the function is equal to now bracket open bracket close. That's give me date and time both. So is equal to now bracket open bracket close. For static, I'll press control semicolon or control colon or control shift semicolon, because with the help of shift only we can give over here a column. So this is how we can get dynamic and static date and time. Now I need to extract few more things from this like hour, minutes, seconds, and again I have to make a time. I need to extract day, month, year, and again have to make a date. So these things I need to extract. So let's get the hour is equal to hour. Now whatever time has been given to you, accordingly you have to take it out. I am going to use the output of now to take out the hour. So I'll select this and close a bracket, enter, and 15 hours. So that's the hour right now, 15 hours. For minute, I'll type minute, and I can directly type over here a now function, because if I write right now I want to check the type of minute, I can directly type the now function. 41 minutes. Second, and I'll select the output. So I got 15 hours, 41 minutes, and 59 seconds. So is equal to hour, then time that we have to provide over here. It's written serial number, but actually we have to give the time is equal to minute, the time, which I have to choose over here, is equal to second and time. So that's what are the three formulas which we can use to get this. Now for combining it again to make a time, so for that we have to give time, hour, minute and second. That's three functions. When we are going to combine together, we'll get again the time. So it's equal to time. This is hour, this is minute, and this is second. So 3:43 p.m. is the time right now. Now if I have to get day of the month, so if I talk about today, as the date is 25th of July 2021, so in this, the day of the month is 25th. So I'm going to use a function is equal to day, and the output of today or now, because both are having date. So I got 25th is equal to month, any of the output, now or today, and I got the month. So this is how we can get this day and month. Now for year, I type year and the output of day, today or now, anyone, and I'll get year. But many times I do not want to write 7 over here. I want to write January, February, March, April in place of numbers. So in place of 7, it should write July. So in dashboards, we can use a function named as choose. Whereas we can also get this by functions like lookups kind of functions. But here I'm not going to use lookup. I'm just going to use a function which is choose. Now what choose does, it takes the index value, index number, on a basis of that, it gives the values. So that's my index number. If it is 1, then give me January. If it is 2, give me February. If it is 3, give me March. If it is 4, give me April. If it is 5, give me May. If 6, June. If 7, July. If 8, August. 9, September. Then October, November and December. So 12, as I know the output of month is between 1 to 12, so either in this we are going to get something. So I got July because 7 has been written over here. If I type 8, it's August. If I type 12, it's giving me December. If I type 14, then it's giving me value error. And whenever we talk about the dashboards, we cannot give any value error over there. And to remove a value error, we have a function which is widely used in case of dashboards to remove error if error. What if error does? It is having a syntax of if error, value, and value if true. So that's my value. But if it's give an error, then in that case, right, only 1 to 12 is allowed. So you can see it's written 14, that's why it says only 1 to 12 is allowed. If I give A, B, C, D, then also it says 1 to 12 is allowed. If I give any number, 1, 5, any number between 12, then it's going to give me that. So I'll just put the function again is equal to month, and I'll give a exact function today. So these functions are is equal to date. Date we have to provide over here is equal to month. You have to again provide a date is equal to year and date. And for date, combining a date, we have to give is equal to date. First we have to give year, then month, and then day. So year has to be given first. Many times month, year and day has been given in different shells, and I need to combine them. So for that we can use this one. So is equal to date, that's my year, comma month, comma day. So finally we got a date. So this is how we can extract hour, minute, second, day, month, year from a specific time and date, and then combine them again to make a date or time. Now let's move on to next part. We have to know which weekday is going on. We need to know which week num is going on. We need to know what's the end of month date. These three things I am requiring now. Now weekday, if I talk about, that depends on the day from which I start my week. As many of the countries, like if I talk about Arab countries, they are having weekend off as of Friday and Saturday. They start their work from Sunday onwards. If I talk about other companies, might have their Friday off, might they have Thursday off. So kind of that we should know that what's the weekend off. Accordingly, we have to start the week. For example, I start my week from Monday onwards. So I have to define that Monday is the first day of my week over here. So let's check is equal to weekday. What's a serial number? Means basically a date. So that's my date which I have to select. Comma return type, from where you want to start from. So you can see there's a list. It says second number where Monday is for first and Sunday is for 7. So select this second number and close the bracket because Monday is first day for me. So it gave me Sunday, 7 Sunday because today is Sunday, and that's what it giving me 7. And if you want to get the day, you can also again use the choose function here to get the day. So is equal to weekday, we have to give a date, comma, a return type. Now what's the return type? That's I told you, it's a list where we have to start, which weekday we start from, that's what we have to define. Now next is week num. What week number is going on? Because either we have 52 or 53 weeks in a year. So which week of the year is going on? That's I need to check. Because many times we have to check the data, check the particular scenarios week wise. So first I need to check that date. Before that, what's the data has been written, that date falls in which week. So again here, whatever week day we starts from, that we have to define. So again I'm selecting second number, that's Monday, from which I need to start my week. So 30th week is going on, and tomorrow if I'll check, I'll get 31st week because tomorrow I'm starting my next week. Right, so that's what we can do. We can check that which week the 30th week of the year is going on. So it's week num. Now end of month date. Might be many of the people might be thinking, why we require end of month date? It's of no use. We know that this is July going on and 31st is the last date. But I say if I have to get the last date after 6 months, after 10 months, after 20 months, then, or before 7 months, before 3 months, then in that case we can use this function. So I'll type is equal to EO month, that's my start date, comma months it's asking. So if I type 0, it's for current month. So 0 is for current month. We are going to get the current month last date. It's giving me some number value. So what I'll do, I'll just select this one, this date, format painter, and click on this. So it will automatically be formatted to the date. 31st/7/2021 is the last date of this particular month. If I type over here 5, so it's going to give me after 5 months. So it will be 31st of December 2021. If I say -7, it was 31st of December 2020. For the time being, I'm just typing over here 0. The function is equal to EO month start date, comma months. Now let's move on. Few more functions. Now the main function comes over here where we have to take out date difference. I have to take out difference between two dates. Now first of all, I'll write the function. I'll write this syntax of function. So I type is equal to date, but you will see only it's showing me three functions: date, date value, and edate. So this date difference function is a hidden function. I'm going to type is equal to date diff, and when I open a bracket, it says yes, there is a function named date diff, but no option I can give you. So let's type the option what we have to give over here: start date, comma end date, comma within double quotes we have to give option. So this is my syntax of date diff function. Now what are the options? So options are y, m, d, ym, md, and yd. These 6 options. Now what this option does, y is for years. It's going to find out total number of years from that date to today date. If it is beyond 1 year, it is going to give you that number of years. M is for months. It's going to give you total number of months from that date till today. If it is beyond 1 year, you could get the output as greater than 12. D, days. Total number of days from that date till today. Means it could be greater than 30, greater than 365, depends on the date again. So here we are going to get exactly total number of years, total number of months, and total number of days. But if I talk about age, this is not a factor which we used to take. We used to take years and then months which are always less than 12 and days which are always less than 30. So if I have to get the months which are less than 12, then I'm going to use ym. What it does, it takes out total number of months divided by 12, whatever will be the remainder that we are going to get as the year months. So here we have to give years, month. And in MD, we have to get months, days. So it is going to take out total number of days, divide it into all the months, and whatever remainder is, that we are going to get. Means it's always less than 30. And when we talk about tenure of any president, prime minister, CEO, CFO, then it will be calculated in years and days. Days which are always less than 365 means within a year whatever days are. So that can be get with the help of YD. Years, days. So these all are the things which we have to get. So I'll just copy and paste it over here because that's what I have to get. Now start date I'm writing over here. Let's suppose it is 14th of February 1991. Now I'll type today's date over here is equal to today, bracket open, bracket close. Make sure when you're typing the date, it should be in the same format which your system supports. You can see at the bottom, whatever format your system is having the date, accordingly you have to write. And if you want to check the format, you are not getting it from there, you can type is equal to today function, you will get the format of your date. If you will write format which I am using, that might be it is not the same format of your system, then it will be a wrong output. So let's get this is equal to date diff start, comma today's, comma within double quotes y. 30 years. So the age of that person is 30 years is equal to date diff start date, today's date, and m. 365 months. In total, 365 months maximum is equal to date diff d. Total number of days 11,119 days. So that's what we have to see, that if I have to say in years it's 30, if I have to say in months it's 365, if I have to say in days it's 11,190. Now let's take out here the date diff function, we should get 5 months, because 13 to 12 360 and it's 365 over here, ym. So I got 5 months. So now I can say the age of that person is 30 years 5 months, and also in days, so is equal to date diff, this one comma within double quotes md, 11 days. So now I can say age of that person is 30 years 5 months 11 days. Date diff, start date, state, and within double quotes yd. And if I have to say about tenure, it's 30 years 161 days. So this is how we can get in specific days, months, years, year, month days, and years days. Now if I need to combine the age and write it over here, I can write it like is equal to 30. Ampersand is used for concatenation, so I'll use ampersand within double quotes with a space. I'm typing here years, ampersand this, ampersand months, ampersand this one, ampersand days, and it combines and gives 30 year 5 months 11 days. So that's the ampersand sign we can use to concatenate the function. So this is how we can get the date difference between this. Now let's move on. We have a project start date. We have assigned a project to an individual, and I said that this project we are assigning you on 15th of November 2020, and number of days which are assigned to complete this project are 90. Within 90 days you have to complete the project. Now I need to know estimated end date, on what date you should end the project. But this is not the only thing. They have also given that Sunday will be the only weekend. Second, some holidays are there which are gadgeted holidays, and we are also giving you that. So 25th of December it is off. Then 1st 2021 we are giving off. 26th of January we are giving off. 28th of March, 29th of March. These are the holidays which you don't have to work on. So now we have to get the end date on, we have to take care of Sunday as a weekend and these holidays also. So let's get over here the estimated end date. So I'll type is equal to workday function. What workday does, it takes start date, days and holidays and give you a date which is end date according to all these aspects. So here we have start date, comma, number of days, comma, holidays, and enter. So again some value kind of, so I'll just format painter and click on this. So 24th of March 2021 should be the last day. But do we define any kind of weekend here? No, we haven't. So by default it takes Saturday and Sunday as default weekend. It takes Saturday and Sunday default weekend. If I have to get for Sunday only, then in that case I have to use a function which is available only from Office 2010 onwards, means I can say Excel 2010 onwards, is equal to workday.intl. International. Here we can define the weekend according to our need. So I'll select the start date, comma, number of days, comma. Now it says weekend. So we have a list of weekend in which 11 number is Sunday only. So I have to give Sunday only. So I'll just select 11 number, comma, holidays. That's what it is given. Now close the bracket, enter. Again have to convert to date. The 3rd of March 2021 should be the last date to complete this project. So that's how we can get this. I'm writing out the function also is equal to workday start date, comma, days and holidays. Again, holidays are not mandatory. If you're not giving any off, leave it. Don't give it. Here, Saturday and Sunday is default weekend. And when we talk about workday.intl, start date, days, weekend, we can also define weekend. So now these functions could help us out to find out exactly the end date on behalf of any weekend and holidays. Now let's suppose project submitted on, the person has submitted the project on 1st of April 2021. We clearly mentioned to that person that we are going to give 90 days stipend to you, 500 per day. But if you are going to take extra days per day, there will be some cut down in the stipend. Means you are not going to give any extra stipend, but there will be some cut down also. So I need to know how many days that person has taken. So first, I have to check in both the respect, Saturday and Sunday as weekend. So now we have to check that how many days that person took to complete this project. So both of these ways are there where we have to check on behalf of Saturday and Sunday as default weekend and Sunday only. So total number of days took to complete project. So let's see with Saturday and Sunday as default weekend how many days that person took. So I'll say is equal to network days. This is my start date. This is my submission date, that's end date, and holidays. So all these are holidays. Let's close. 95 days, but here Saturday and Sunday is a default weekend. I'll use for Sunday only. So again, I have to use a function network days.intl. That's again international. This is start date. This is end date. Weekend, again we have to select 11 Sunday only. And these are the holidays which we have to select. Let's close. So 114 days that person took to complete the project when Sunday only is a day. So let's write the function also over here. Network days, start date, comma, end date, and holidays if you are having any. Here we have again Saturday and Sunday as default weekend. And I'll just copy this function .intl, that's for the national, and here we have to give weekend also. So that's the function which we have to work on. So these are few functions which help us out to get the calculation in dates. So thank you so much for watching this video. We'll come up with few more learnings with Excel. So bye bye everyone.